11-year-old Braden Robbins, described as vibrant and active, died last November from blood and excess fluid on his brain. The Comox boy's family says the tragedy was entirely preventable.
We do not want any other child to suffer like Braden did.
His mother, a nurse of 25 years, wants changes to the healthcare system that she says failed her son. Changes that include better training and staffing levels in pediatric medicine and care that listens to the advocacy of children's families.
I have dedicated my whole career to improving healthcare and trying to make it better. And here I am as a family member who has been a part of a healthcare system that has failed.
Braden, seen here skiing, was born with mild cerebral palsy and had a series of brain surgeries that allowed him to live an active, regular life. When he suddenly developed tingling in his face, severe head and neck pain, he was taken to Comox Valley Hospital. But despite his symptoms and history, was sent home with painkillers but without a CT scan or further care. 6 days later, his condition had deteriorated. He was screaming in pain.
On the way to the hospital, Braden told us he was dying.
Again, despite advocacy from his parents, it took 5 hours for a CT scan that diagnosed the brain bleed. But it was too late, especially with no pediatrician there and emergency transport to a bigger hospital unavailable for hours. He died the next morning.
Things that were not in place that should have been in place that would have given Braden a better chance of survival.
The family wrote to the health minister last month seeking a meeting.
We know that the system is fraying around the edges, and we're feeling it most acutely, clearly, based on the reporting from across the province now in pediatrics and ERs.
The health minister tells CTV a multi-agency review of the case is underway, and a new night shift for paramedics has been added to the region this month.
Our lives will never be the same without our son. He was everything to us, right?
A heart-wrenching loss. A grieving family does not want to be in vain.
And Rob Buffum joins us live from Victoria. Rob, such a heartbreaking story. I understand there have been developments in this story in the last hour.
That's right, Mijung. I just spoke with Braden's mother, who said she has heard from the health minister, and there's a meeting set up for tomorrow afternoon by way of Zoom at 4 p.m. So that's something she described as good news. She was also heartened to hear that there's been an additional shift, an overnight paramedic shift added to their region. On the flip side, she said she just heard about that through us in the media, not through the healthcare system. And as for the multi-agency review, she was disappointed that the family has been not asked to take part in that. So 2 examples, she says, of this lack of communication from the healthcare system with the families of loved ones. Mijung.